Serving southern New Mexico, this is the award-winning KRWG-TV News 22, where news matters.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Heba Hamedi.
And I'm McKinley Christiansen. The controversial Texas law that would allow state authorities to arrest suspected undocumented migrants is on hold.
The U.S. Supreme Court cleared the way for the law to go into effect last week, but an appeals court stepped in to stop it again. In Dallas over the weekend, hundreds took to the streets. They say the law should never be allowed to go into effect. They say SB 4 encourages racial profiling, calling it a cruel and racist law. March is International Women's Month. The theme for the month this year is women who advocate for equity, diversity, and inclusion.
The main event for the month took place on March 8th in Juarez. News 22's Cyrus Sanchez was there and has the report.
Thousands of people marched on the 16 de Septiembre street demanding safety and justice for women and girls.
It was very emotional. I almost cried. I did cry in some parts, but like just screaming was very emotional, and seeing all these women that some have been victims of abuse.
They met at the Benito Juarez Monument, where they chanted to end all forms of violence against women. Led by the families of women who have been victims of violence, the huge crowd raised awareness against femicides. A group of women calling themselves Bloque Negro or Black Bloc put up signs exposing men they say have abused women. Unlike other years, this year women marching from Juarez are meeting women marching from El Paso halfway at the bridge Paso del Norte.
We just look up for each other's back, and we love to support other girls.
The march ended at a memorial marking the place where an estimated of 500 women were found buried more than 20 years ago.
The families come here every year to commemorate their deaths.
The names of those who were identified are on the wall.
Some of the names, some of the squares don't even have a name. It's just like an individual because they were not recognized.
She says every woman should learn these stories because it's important to fight for every woman who is abused or disappeared. Cyrus Sanchez, News 22.
And now we're going to head on to Sam, who has our first look at weather. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at those current conditions. Right now, the skies are clear. That temperature is sitting at 64 degrees. The winds are heading northwest at 8 miles per hour, but those gusts are getting up to 15 miles per hour. Humidity is 12%. The dew point is sitting at 9 degrees, and that barometer is at 30.07 inches. Today we had a high of 67 degrees, just below the average of 73 degrees, and tonight we're going to have a low of 38. And back in 1971, we had a high of 89 degrees, and in 1983, a below freezing low of 28 degrees. Today we didn't have any rain, and you don't need to expect any tonight, leaving that yearly precipitation at 0.73 inches. That's all I've got for your first look at the weather. Now back to the desk for more news. Thanks, Sam. Easter is right around the corner, and the Easter Bunny isn't the only thing hopping. Egg prices are jumping up too, pushing up the cost of dyeing Easter eggs. Unfortunately, eggs aren't the only thing looking pricey. The price of cocoa surged to an all-time high yesterday, meaning you could be paying more for chocolate in stores. The National Retail Federation predicts spending on Easter candy will drop to $3.1 billion. That's down from $3.3 billion in 2023. Easter is always a busy time at the international bridges, people traveling across the border to visit family and bring gifts and other items. A common item are cascarones, those confetti-filled eggshells. There's a limit of 12 per person, and the shells may be decorated, etched, or painted, but they must be clean, dry, and free of any egg residue. You cannot bring in chicks and ducklings, they will be confiscated. If you have questions about any plants or agricultural items, you can check the Customs and Border Protection Know Before You Go website. You're also advised to prepare for a long wait to cross the border.
A boost is on the way for the Las Cruces economy. The city of Las Cruces recently sold $6 million in affordable housing general obligation bonds that voters approved in the 2022 elections. The city council has earmarked $6 million for affordable housing, $10 million for a new fire station, $5 million for the East Mesa Public Recreational Complex, and $2 million for park improvements. Some of the projects are already under construction. Southern New Mexico is home to the nation's only underground repository for radioactive waste. The waste isolation pilot plant outside Carlsbad marked its 25th anniversary yesterday, but it's not all celebrations.
New Mexico has concerns about the government's plan for handling waste transportation. 10 years ago, a packaging mishap resulted in a radiation leak that prompted an expensive cleanup and a 3-year closure. That leak caused toxic materials to be sent to a facility in Texas. New Mexico officials are demanding more safety information before continuing with the project. Don't go anywhere. Sam will be back with your national weather forecast.
I'm Freddie.
And I'm Ty.
And we are sitting in Grandma Tilly's art studio.
She's a character.
She definitely is. And this summer, she's introducing us to some creative people as we go on an art quest to the coolest spots in the city.
Bet this summer is going to be awesome.
We're meeting real artists and going to the places that they work.
Sunday morning at 7 on KRWG-Public Media.
Improvising harmonies is the peak of improvisation, in my opinion. Most of the people that I grew up with singing in Charlotte could do it like it was nothing.
I had to learn about folk music in the library.
The Des Moines Public Library?
Saturday at 10 p.m. on KRWG Public Media.
Welcome back. You're watching News 22 Wednesday,
where news matters.
Now we're going to head to Sam, who's next with our national weather forecast. Thank you, guys. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these national maps. All right, so what we're looking at right here is a radar map of the entire country showing the precipitation that we're seeing. So as you can see in the southwest, we're looking pretty clear, but if we take a look over east, we can see that the entire Atlantic coast is experiencing rain from Maine to Florida. And we're seeing some pretty similar trends in central Texas and over here on the Pacific coast. But what I really wanted to talk about is the extreme weather that's been happening in Minnesota. They have been experiencing some very, very extreme snowfalls, and it's causing a lot of problems there. We're hearing reports of even like 100 or 400 car crashes over there. So hopefully that storm clears up soon. If you want to take a look at my next map. All right, so this is the national forecast tomorrow for the entire country. You can take a look at the forecast for some of the major cities. Over in New York, it's going to be 50 and raining tomorrow. If we take a look at the West Coast in San Francisco, it's going to be cloudy and 59. In Houston, it's going to be 76 and sunny tomorrow, a really nice day. And in Miami, it's going to be a little bit rainy, but a very nice 83 degrees. If we want to take a look at my next map, we are taking a look at some of these wind speeds across the country. Now, if you've taken a step outside, I'm sure you have felt those pretty extreme breezes, and that's pretty much just a symptom of this springtime, but I promise you we are not alone here in the Southwest. As you can see, we're experiencing a lot of extreme winds all across the country, especially here in the West, wind gusts that are from 10 miles per hour to 30 miles per hour, and over here up in the Midwest too. That's all I've got for your national maps, but don't go anywhere because I'll be back with your local temperatures after the break.
Hi, I'm Christine Van Blockland. I travel the world to find out who painted in Provence.
Genius.
What is Krakow's dragon legend?
Why in the world is he here?
Where is the steepest cogwheel train in the world? Why was this castle built? When did Estonians dress like this?
If I looked like this all the time, I would just walk up and down the village.
And how did these windmills save a nation?
They're securely fastened.
They're very secure.
Saturday at 8:30 p.m. on KRWG.
Welcome to Getting Older.
For Season 2, we've conducted 39 new in-depth interviews with diverse baby boomers coast to coast. We're also introducing action segments called Boomer Passions, original short films about the hobbies, pastimes, and passions of Americans after retirement. Every Season 2 episode includes a new Boomer quiz.
Sunday at 3 p.m. on KRWG Public Media.
Welcome back. I've got your local temperatures right now in Farmington. It is 49 degrees, in Santa Fe 42. In Albuquerque, they are sitting at 52 degrees right now. In Socorro, 57 degrees. Ruidoso 44, Roswell 62. Here in Las Cruces, 64 degrees, and in Deming, 61. Tomorrow in Farmington, we're going to have a high of 67 degrees, in Santa Fe 57, Gallup 64, in Albuquerque it's going to be 68 degrees, in Socorro 73, Ruidoso going to have a high of 60 degrees tomorrow, in Roswell 79, in Las Cruces things are going to be warming up at 79 degrees tomorrow, and in Deming a high of 76. In Alamogordo tonight, expect some partly cloudy skies. It's going to be a low of 36 tonight. Tomorrow, expect a high of 72 and some cloudy skies. In Truth or Consequences tonight, that low is at 34 with some clear skies. Tomorrow, expect a high of 72 with some partly cloudy skies. In Silver City tonight, it's going to be a low of 33 with clear skies. Tomorrow, a high of 66 with some partly cloudy skies. And here in the city of Las Cruces tonight, expect some clear skies and a low of 38. Tomorrow, a high of 79, but expect some clouds tomorrow. That's all I've got for your local temperatures, but stay tuned because I'll be back with your local forecast after the break.
Toy giant Lego is asking a city in California to stop using its product in the police department's creative approach to community engagement. That's right, the Merida Police Department has been posting pictures on social media showing suspects' faces covered up with Lego heads. At first, they started using emojis to align with a new law that prevents police from sharing mugshots of people accused of non-violent crimes. Lego contacted Merida Police and told them to stop using the Lego head images. The department said it will comply with the company's request. And we will be back with our look into sports. That's right, don't go too far because News 22 Sports is next.
Join KRWG Public Media at Tranquil Buzz, 300 North Arizona Street in Silver City for a coffee visit and chat on Thursday, April 4th from 9 to 11 a.m. Share in conversation about your passion for public media in our community and have a cup of coffee on us.
Get plugged into what's coming down the road. Whether you're ready for a new ride or need your drive expert advice, turn to Motor Week every week with me, John Davis.
Saturday morning at 11:30 on KRWG Public Media.
The Taco Mafia is just friends who really want to see each other succeed.
We became friends before the Taco Mafia was an idea.
They're making sure we're all coming up as a unit.
We're competitive, but together.
Saturday at 11 p.m. on KRWG Public Media.
I'm Samantha Brown. For 20 years, I've been traveling the world. And the biggest lesson I've learned is that every destination, from a big city to a small village, has a soul. And there is an effort that goes into cultivating that soul, and that effort comes from the people. This is why I have a love of travel. And why these are my places to love.
Saturday at 8 p.m. on KRWG Public Media.
I'm Stephen Reichland. Join me for a live fire extravaganza in my all-new series, Planet Barbecue, with sizzling new flavors and dishes from around the world. From Peruvian anticuchos to Thai curry barbecued chicken. This is fabulous. With guest grill masters and hunger-inducing field trips. Planet Barbecue, global grilling at its best.
Monday at 2 p.m. on KRWG Public Media.
Now we're going to go to Sam for our 5-day forecast.
temperatures are warming up this weekend as we head into the low 80s on Friday and Saturday, but unfortunately the sun doesn't want to make an appearance. Expect a lot of clouds and very, very windy very windy conditions this week. That's all for your 5-day forecast. Now back to the desk.
And that's all for News 22 Wednesday. Thank you everyone for joining us tonight. Tune in tomorrow night for more news. I'm Heba Hamedi.
And I'm McKinley Christiansen, and from the whole News 22 team, have a good night.
This news brief in Español is brought to you by Noticias 22, Spanish language news for southern New Mexico and West Texas. Noticias 22.
Buenas tardes, yo soy Jade Mata Ornelas con Noticias 22. Un sindicato de profesores se ha formado en la Universidad Estatal de Nuevo México. El nombre del grupo es NMSU, una colaboración con la Asociación Educativa Nacional. Los miembros del sindicato organizaron un comité y se dirigieron a Albuquerque, donde la Junta Laboral del Estado los autorizó oficialmente. En noviembre del año pasado anunciaron que habían acumulado suficientes tarjetas de autorización firmadas por más de 400 profesores para formar el sindicato y tener más representación.
Hemos tenido miles de conversaciones con profesores de la universidad, no nada más en el campus principal, sino también en el campus de Doña Ana, en los campus de Grant, Alamogordo, todo el consorcio que representa la Universidad Estatal de Nuevo México.
Dicen que están decidiendo trabajar con la administración y esperan continuar las discusiones. La Semana Santa siempre es una época de mucho movimiento en los puentes internacionales. Gente cruzando la frontera para visitar familia y llevar regalos y otros artículos. Un artículo común son las cáscaras de huevo rellenas de confeti. Eso fue todo de mi parte. Que tengan una buena noche.